The next major sections deal with control activities, which are essentially there to test both the design and operational effectiveness of systems, procedures, and controls. By clicking the Add Control Test button, this will take you to a pop-up screen which contains a control test library with hundreds of different predefined control tests segmented into different control test groups. Adding new control test groups and control tests can be achieved easily by typing in the control test description and suggested evidence to test the control effectiveness. Once you've selected the control tests or tests for the specific compliance obligation, selecting the Add Selected Control Test button will append the selected control test to the main assessment page and be ready for completion. The Control Activities section, once added, contains a number of free text fields for describing the purpose of the control test objectives, control test scope, the control test evidence, and the level at which the control test will be performed. The section below this is for performing the control test, and you will see a summary of the selected control test or tests along with the control test group and description which is ready to be assessed. The health check platform follows the COSO standard, which is widely recognized as a leading standard in controls testing, and breaks the assessment into two parts: design effectiveness and perform effectiveness. For the design effectiveness, the assessment covers two things. Firstly is the control present, meaning does the control exist in the internal control risk framework? And secondly is the control fit for purpose, meaning is the control suitable for the purpose for which it has been designed. For the perform effectiveness, the assessment also covers two things. Firstly is the control implemented, meaning was the control operationally deployed and continues to exist as a control? And secondly, is the control operating effectively, meaning is the control performing well in terms of reducing the risk for which the control was originally designed? Once the control has been assessed, you can add general comments or specific comments in regards to the design or operational effectiveness, which are logged in the working notes of the assessment. There is also a section for the organization that is being assessed to put any management responses that will further explain or contextualize the comments made by the assessor. Additionally, items, meaning actions, issues, and risks can be added to the control test assessment. And finally, documents can be attached which serves as evidence of the specific control tests that were performed and the findings of this testing. The final stage in the process is to assess the compliance rating, which is essentially the point at which you will add the professional judgment about whether the compliance obligation is being addressed. This is done by marking a compliance rating from the selection and providing any comments that explain the rationale for applying the given rating assessment. As with the controls test section, there is a part for adding management responses, items, and attachments. Once the main assessment screen has been completed for all in-scope compliance obligations, you can create a draft report by clicking the button on the top right hand of the screen, which is recommended, or a final health check report by clicking the Finalize Health Check button on the bottom right of the screen that will take you to the report writer.